All right, we should be live now. Can you actually introduce us?
Yes. Welcome to our pre-season 4 kind of podcast. Obviously, I am once again your host. This is my final time. So this is it for me. My last season. Hope you enjoy me. Just kidding. We have a great season for you. This is our lovely host, Ian. I'm sure you've seen him on different podcasts from around the past few years. But we have some amazing guests with us too that I would also love to introduce. So who would like to go first? Let's start with Luciana. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Luciana. I'm from Survivor, Michigan. Let's just say this is my first time on this channel, and it definitely won't be my last, so stay tuned.
I can go. Hi, I'm Genki. I was the first host of Survivor at UVA, and you can check me out hosting on season 4, Wahoo Warriors. I'm very excited to get to assess this cast because it looks like a good one.
I can go.
Certainly not least. Yeah, take it away, Shane.
My name is Shane. I am the co-host at Scotty Survivor at Carnegie Mellon University, which just started last fall, and we are premiering our episodes right after this podcast at 8 p.m. Eastern, our 3rd episode. So go check us out on our YouTube. I'm really excited to be here. Survivor Michigan is definitely a favorite of mine, so very excited to talk about this cast.
Yeah, and just so people are aware, all of these guests, except for Cooper and I, are completely unspoiled. They have no idea what will be happening on this season, so their takes will be completely their own, and we'll get into it, I guess. So I guess right off the bat, is there anybody in this cast who really pops out at you? You're looking, at the trailers, maybe the social media, anybody who you really feel like they've got this in the bag?
For me, the person that pops out to me the most is Erin. Her energy, I don't think she'll do well. I think her energy pops out as the most chaotic, as the most wacky, and I am looking forward to all the airtime that she's going to get.
Okay. Interesting.
For me, it was Shannon. I heard her video and I was like, oh, okay. There's going to be some things said here. I definitely think that will get her into trouble. So I also don't think that she will win, but I am very excited to hear all of the probable roasts that will happen from her.
Did anyone catch that she was already roasting one of the other contestants in her thing?
Yeah. She was roasting Kat, right?
Yes.
Because she was like, fun fact, I'm in the ROTC. I don't care. And Kat said she was in the ROTC. So Shannon's a villain for sure.
And the drop of tone too, I was like, oh boy. When I first heard it, first time around, I was just like, oh, she's talking. And then she goes, I don't care. And I'm backed off immediately. There's no way.
I'm going to put a ring on it soon. Don't worry, Harry.
Yeah, we're working on it.
But yeah, no, definitely Shannon and Erin are 2 great characters. I will say in general, this season...
This was the best cast.
No, I will stand by that the characters on this season are the best out of the original 4. And I think that's saying a lot because we've had some really strong characters and strong personalities on our first 3 seasons. But if I could just throw another cast into a new game and just see how it played out again, I honestly might choose this one just because there is not a dud on this cast. Honestly, sometimes you get people who you cast and they start playing and you're like, maybe we should have cast somebody else. But all 16 of these people, I would bring back again in a heartbeat, literally. So much to talk about with this cast.
I completely agree with that. These people knew how to work a camera. That's for sure. You had a lot of people who were just angling for screen time, angling for roasting each other, and angling to just be on TV or YouTube in this case. And I think that really plays out for a quality television series. Let's talk a little about the returning players. So we got 4 returning players. Is there anybody who's familiar with any of the previous seasons, or you think their previous game might play into this in any way?
We have to talk about Ben. Like we just have to talk about Ben. Ben with his emails, I feel like he's just going to get screwed. I mean, that was a really bold move of him. I mean, to be honest, it also depends on how much the other players know. But with Aliza there, there's no way that they're not gonna know the type of game that Ben played. So I feel like he will be out pretty early. But I could be wrong.
I agree. Just the given history of the whole Ben Aliza debacle from season 3, it's already set up for them to kind of brawl it out at the very beginning. And then just his intro with him trying to rewrite his story and be loyal. I don't buy that. I don't buy it at all. I'm Team Aliza all the way, so I may be biased as I drink my LaCroix. But
So you're really Team Ben. With that
are you
LaCroix.
sure about that though?
With LaCroix.
Here's Ian.
Oh, Ben was a LaCroix addict. I'm sure.
But do you what about you, Shane? Do you buy Ben's story that he's gonna play a different game, an honest game?
No, Ben is a player. He wants to play. There's no way that he's gonna just sit there and let himself be walked all over. He's an acting major. As somebody who else is in the arts, I know if I were in this game, I would not let people walk all over me. I just know that he's not gonna sit there. He will try. I will give him that. He will try, but there's no fucking way.
There's no way he gets past episode 3. He's not gonna stay stagnant.
Are you gonna stake your claim to that right now? Ben will not get past episode 3. Luciana on the spot.
I say he won't get past being a stagnant low-key player past episode 3.
Okay.
5 episodes.
5 episodes.
5 episodes. Okay.
Interesting.
Genki, you want to fall somewhere in the middle there? Or not. Well, who else we got? What about Aliza, the other, returner from season 3? How do we think she's going to fare this time around?
I honestly don't know. Just because of the nature of her vote out, how she got idled out, and she had I think she had a fair chance of making it to the final at the end of that season. But I don't know if she's going to be perceived as a threat, and it's just can you do that stunt again? So it's all, I guess, down to the other players, I guess. And if Ben makes it far, it's going to be by painting Aliza in some sort of light, I feel. So that could be really interesting.
Yeah. Do you guys think in general the returnees are going to try to stick together, go against each other, and take power? Or are the non-returnees going to target all the people who have played before? How do you guys think this is going to play out? Or how do you think is best for a lot of these people to try to maneuver this with returning players?
I mean, based on what we saw in the trailer, very limited, it seems like they're going to try to work together. Jack seems to have no desire to do that, which I'm not surprised at all. I mean, probably in his best interest not to work with any of the 3 of them, if I'm being completely honest. All 4 of them are pretty schemy. I don't know if I would trust them. So, but then again, I wouldn't trust Jack. So I think they're all going to play much harder this time around. Some of them are already playing pretty hard, but I definitely think, especially Matthew, he's coming in hot. There's no way he's not going to just try to steamroll. Especially the one thing that I worry about for him is that his season was definitely airing at the time that this was going on. And so that could potentially be very dangerous for him.
Yeah, so people in the chat are talking about hashtag merge Matthew. So do we think hashtag merge Matthew is going to be a thing? Will Matthew make the merge this time around?
I'd love to see it. I think he's such a character. I've been rewatching season 1 with a friend, and all we talk about, I think Matthew's great. My friend doesn't. He's just very polarizing, such a cocky character, having all these moves. And honestly, I want to see him make the merge and see how far he goes.
Yeah. Someone's asking an interesting question in the chat also, which is that, how much did the non-returnees know about the returnees? I think what we'll say is that season 1 came out while this season was being filmed. So essentially, season 1 was coming out during this season. So make of that what you will. We'll see how that pans out. But season 2 and 3, obviously, were not coming out at this time. So
yeah. So after that, it was basically up to those people from seasons 2 and 3 as to what they wanted to share from their own seasons
or not share.
Yep.
I think that's going to benefit Jack immensely. I think he may be the only one who benefits from it, because Aliza and Ben are going to be like after each other probably, and Matthew's his season will be literally airing, so they can just watch it for themselves. And Jack is just kind of like in the middle. Like he literally said he wanted to be the Russell Hands. Like he already kind of was, so he's just bringing it to another level. But I love Jack, so I'm happy about it.
If you had to stake your claim to which returner will do the best on this season,
that's open to everybody.
yeah, it's open to everyone.
Genki going off mute and then back on mute. I don't know if that was purposeful or if you were hesitating.
I think I don't know. I think Matthew might be the person to do the best out of these 4 returnees. I do think he's more disadvantaged in the sense that his season is airing during this. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
But I think systemically, the people who come in having gotten pre-merge and then return, I want to say that they do better than the people who lasted longer in their previous seasons.
Yeah, I think if information gets out, they can definitely be seen as less of a threat. I think that totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And he can use that to his advantage, just saying that.
Let's go back to some of the new players. Is there anybody else who you think, really stood out in these intro videos in the trailer or whatever? Or who you just thought was interesting or you're curious to see more of them?
I'm interested to see a little bit more of Camilla. She seems very feisty. And I don't know exactly how I feel about that at the moment. I feel like it could maybe blow up in her face, maybe get her some good allies, but
well, what do we know of Camilla? She wants to flirt, right? That's what we know of her thus far. Does that seem like a reasonable strategy?
No.
She said on her
opposite
application she wants to be the Parvati of Survivor Michigan. So Parvati did win, so I guess you never know.
I won't doubt that it will at least work in some capacity, at least for a little bit. Like I think people will eventually fall out of her spell. And I think that she's like very I could just tell she's very outspoken. So I think that's gonna get her into trouble. But I think for a little bit, people will be kind of like I said, under her spell.
Leading
I have an opposite take on
it. Not gonna end well. You
Well,
can't lead multiple people on without people talking.
She gave me vibes that she would be more of a passive player strategically. I think her saying that she would be a flirt undermines Parvati's strategy in being someone who charms everyone universally, regardless of whether she's romantically or platonically flirting with them or not. I think I don't think that's what we're going to see from Camila. She gives me vibes that she will socially go under the radar and play passively. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get the vibe that she's probably going to just by flirting and kind of just I feel like she's just going to get people to do what she wants to do low-key without making them realize that that's what she wants to do, which is pretty dangerous. So, and I think, like I said, I think eventually people will realize that. But I think that's probably what we'll see from her. I could be totally wrong, but that's just the vibe that I got. Because you saw, I forgot what his name, I think it was Nate. Somebody in the trailer was like, "Oh my God, I love Camila."
Right. Yep. Yeah. So she already got one hook in there.
Yeah. I will say if I was on a season with Camila, I would jump to her immediately. She's just a fun person to be around in real life which like I know you've only seen like a snippet so far. You will get more Camila. And I think very quickly you realize she's just a very like bubbly, entertaining. Luciana feisty is a very good word to describe her kind of person. So she, for me at least, would make a very good ally. But we'll see if other people in the game feel that way.
On the flip side, we got a few people openly proclaiming already that they want to, be devious. They have no morals, no ethics. We got Jackson he says, I have no morals or ethics. I'll do anything to win. We have Ivy saying, I don't care about them. I'm here to win. What about these kinds of, more aggressive style of players? How will they fare?
I think I think that they will probably be very good at hiding. Like I would look at maybe not Jackson. Like I would definitely get like the schemy vibes from him, but Ivy looks like really nice, and I probably would be like, oh yeah, she's like a great ally. I would not expect her to be like devious at all. But yeah, definitely get like schemy vibes from Jackson. I wonder if anybody else will pick up on that, but he seems like a snake.
I think there's three
definitely
people.
agree.
Yeah, I think there's three people that fit into this group of Jackson, Adam, and Nate. They all come off as people who want to make the big moves, want to be villainous, but want to make it so that it seems like they're not doing that. I think Nate will be unsuccessful in his attempt to hide his villainy. I think he'll be very chaotic. I think he'll be out there, and I think that'll put a target on his back. Whereas we've got Jackson. Jackson, I think he'll be successful. I think people will be drawn in by his energy. I think people will be wanting to work with him, and he'll successfully snake them.
Luciana, you were going to jump in there?
I agree more with Shane that Jackson's just going to blow things up. Out of all the headstrong players that are just like, I'm here to win, like, I don't really care, let me just blast through them, I think he has the least amount of chance to get to merge out of all of them, because I feel like it's just going to blow up in his face afterwards. Whereas someone like Ivy, who's like, I'm here to win, or even, what's his name, Adam, who was just like, I want to make all these connections and then drop like halfway through. Like, if you can keep those connections and then like legitimately drop them halfway through, like, you're going to be fine to get to merge. It's just like going in with no morals or ethics. Like, people matter. So
yeah, there were plenty of people this season willing to play for themselves, which is like, as like a host, was great to see, because you always know that people are going to be trying to make moves in their best interest and not for the group, which just makes for an entertaining show and season. So we definitely cast enough of those people that we gave you an entertaining show this season. I'll just keep it at that.
How about this, Cooper? Would you go on this? Would you do this?
I would actually, sure, yeah, why not? Fun fact, I mean, I don't know, we probably don't want to go deep into this, but there was a
Michigan version of The Bachelor,
Michigan.
actually, and some people from Survivor Michigan were actually on the show.
That is true.
I don't know if it exists though online, if you can find it. If you can, it's honestly worth a watch.
Give it a Google. I don't know if you'll be able to find it, but like
some deep lore right there.
Was it Richard?
What? It was Richard.
It was Richard.
Yeah, it was.
He was the Bachelor, right?
Richard
was the Bachelor. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And actually, Sarah, also from season 3, was on a contestant on that, and they also did a Bachelorette version, in which
one of our producers,
somebody on production, was one of the contestants for that side. So Survivor Michigan is well into the Bachelor Michigan community. Don't you worry.
Yes. Think about who else we haven't talked about yet. There's Tom, the resident Survivor Maryland super fan. So a little bit different from your traditional super fan. He's more of a college Survivor super fan, which I think is interesting. I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah. Do you guys think well, I guess, what do you guys think about Tom? Is him being a Survivor Maryland fan going to help him? Is it going to hurt him in any way? Like, or just his personality in general from what you saw during the little bit, like, snippet that you got?
Tom strikes me as someone who won't fit in socially at first, and he'll create first impressions from people that will make him the easy vote. I think to avoid that, he'll have to play more actively to connect with people and to make sure that he's in the right numbers, but not too actively to the point where people will want to vote him out. But I think I want him to do well, but I don't think he will.
I also agree with that, and I think part of the reason is he's probably going to hide that he's a College Survivor superfan. Probably. I just don't see why anybody would like reveal that they are like a massive College Survivor superfan, and it's probably going to hurt him because he's probably going to make some sort of slip up like Austin did in season 3. I don't know when, but I feel like he's going to say something like even subconsciously where he doesn't even realize it, and people are going to be like, "Oh shit, he's like a huge fan." And combine that with like he seems already like one of the more like quieter, introverted, like more strategic players compared to like all your super loud personalities. I see him being like a robbed pre-merge person.
So who do we think like is, if we're talking about people who we think might go very early, who, if you had to stake your claim, someone's going to be the first vote out, who is it going to be, out of this group of people? This is a ballsy take, but perhaps a shot in the dark that you could nail.
I would say Nate.
Okay. All right.
That's my guess.
Yeah. I'm very strong character, very polarizing. So I think that's a good educated
well-founded.
guess there.
Well-founded.
I'm gonna go with Kat.
Kat.
Yeah.
Interesting. We haven't talked about her a lot. Why would you go with Kat?
Anything in this game that makes you dislike somebody is an instant reason to vote them out at the beginning. So if they lose the first challenge, I think that there will be like I already get like the vibes that like she's very like probably going to be talking about ROTC and probably about like being in a sorority, which in the trailer we saw that, and like I think that that's like probably dangerous. And since Shannon is on her tribe, I can see them button heads right away and Shannon going after her. So I feel like it could be Kat, but it also could be one of the returnees. So
interesting. Luciana, what do you think?
With the same logic Shane just pitched, I think it's going to be Shannon, because Kat from the snippet we saw, she was just like, "Oh, like I'm in the ROTC," and immediately it seems like the reaction from Shannon was to retaliate against that, and maybe she'll be a character to like stir up a huge wave at the beginning and ultimately ends up going very wrong at the end of the day.
That's fair. We will see if anybody else has the same feelings as Shannon. Is she the only one that feels this way about Kat? No spoilers there. You guys will just have to see.
I'm trying to see who else we have not talked about yet.
Yeah, let's see.
Megan. Does anyone get any real strong feelings about Megan?
Megan, I love her. I would want to pick her as my winner pick. I think she'll be someone who is tragically robbed in a situation where another person flips on her, like Erin, because she didn't like that Megan's favorite movie is like rom-com or something, for a ridiculous reason like that. I love Megan. I want her to pick her as a winner pick, but I think my brain is telling me not to.
I agree. I have the same exact thoughts. Like I would want to work with her. I think that she will probably, I feel like she's one of those people, grad students in this game, from my personal experience, they either go all in or like not at all. And I feel like she will just be like kind of overwhelmed by all of these undergrads scheming, and be like, whoa, I guess I have to step up my game, and then probably be blindsided by people she thought she could trust.
Yeah, she definitely gave me Valerie vibes, just like not clueless like at the beginning, but just like very go with the flow, kind of like see what the plan is and like adjust herself accordingly. And I think that could get her far.
Okay.
Interesting. We'll see how that pans out. Cooper, would you like to take this question from Harry? Basically, do we cast as many chaotic people as possible, or is there any attempt to cast reasonable, nice, kind people on this show?
Okay. We do cast a mixture of both. Like you have to have a variety, but like when we get an applicant that is like just super chaotic and has a huge personality that we know is going to play hard, it's basically impossible not to cast them. So it just makes for good TV, and it just makes for a good season. If you know they're going to be playing hard and getting on people's nerves potentially, it just makes it more fun to watch. So yeah, when we see those people, we grab them immediately. But obviously you have to have some kind of balance on a cast. You can't have everyone be the same, kind of fit the same mold.
In that vein, another person we haven't discussed much is Katie. Katie's really more of a nicer kind of person, I feel like, than a lot of these other people.
Yeah, very much more low key for sure.
Much more low key, yeah. I don't know if anyone got any real vibes on her.
Katie's quote makes me think that she started off in an awkward situation, or there was some sort of awkward moment in a conversation. But she seems self-aware. She seems strategic, and I always have to root for the Asians. So I want to see her do well, and I think she could do well.
I feel like she's a Mallory in the sense that she's
gonna win. So she's a winner.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think she'll go very far, but I do agree with Genki that I think she will probably be taken advantage of at first. And based on that quote, people are very easily reading her, so they'll just string her along for a while, and then she'll just be like, "Well, that was your mistake," when she gets a real handle on the game. So I could see her going pretty far. I don't know if I would pick her to win, but I think that she will go far.
I think she's the one person that I'd like to see more from. Just from that, the little quote, I'm just seems a little bit out of context, and I want some pre-tense and post-tense to that. So just excited to see how she does. I'm not calling, anywhere what happens, but I'm definitely keeping my eye out for her.
You'll definitely get to know Katie and more about kind of the context of that quote during the season. So all will be revealed eventually. You want to hop to, let's do Dale. We've talked about the other two grad students, and we've kind of mentioned that. I guess in general, how do we think being a grad student affects this game, or affects their ability to do well in this game? And specifically with Dale, do we think he's going to do well, not well? Do we like him? General thoughts on Dale.
I loved Dale. Dale was I'm so tempted to pick him as my winner pick. So tempted. Because I feel like he has the will vibe of being chaotic without actually being chaotic. I feel like his ability, in his video, to have the knowledge to know I should play down how old I am and try to level with these contestants is a strategy that he's gonna use, and really it's probably gonna work. Will didn't really think about that much, and I think that people will take him for granted and not see him coming, and by then it will be too late. However, they could just see him as somebody who's trying too hard to fit in and boot him right away. So I'm tempted because I think he has the potential, but I don't know.
Okay, a potential winner pick is what I hear.
Yeah, I have to agree. He gives those goofy jokester vibes. I'm excited to see his confessionals and just his personal content based on that one snippet. So I'm also gonna say potential winner pick.
Wow, these are some three bold takes right here.
With it, yeah.
This is a Team Dale podcast.
Yeah,
now.
Clearly.
Dale, for me, he's coming in systemically disadvantaged just by being one of the few grad students in the cast. But I think he has the capability to get out of that situation and make sure that he does integrate well into his tribe, into an alliance. I'm shipping him and Camila because Camila said that she likes older men.
Okay.
I think it'll work.
All right. Yeah, we'll see that freshman with grad student.
We'll see if either of them are taken when this is airing in any way.
So this is a good idea. Let's have each person just rank their attorneys 1 to 4 of your expectations for them. How far will they go?
What do you guys think? Returnees?
1 to 4. Put your money on the line here.
Like
Ben is 4 for sure.
oh yeah, 4, absolutely.
Definitely agreed.
All right.
Unanimously,
Out on Ben.
unanimously, Ben will do the worst of the returnees. It's like it's just a known fact. It's agreed upon.
Okay.
I think Aliza will be 3rd. As much as I love Aliza, I worry for her because people are gonna know that she's good at the game because of Ben. I feel like Ben is gonna be up to his old tricks, and spill shit about Aliza, and she will get tragically robbed yet again. Yeah, I think she's 3rd. I would love to be proven wrong, but I just have a gut feeling. I think the 2 boys will powerhouse this one.
Does anyone disagree with that? Anyone think Aliza will do better than Matthew and Jack? You know,
I'd have her coming in 2nd, but full honesty, I have watched Survivor UMich season 2 like on 1.5 times speed over like the past 2 days before this because it's the one I haven't watched. So for some reason, like I didn't really click with the way he played and just like the misplacement of 2 idols, very clumsy moves. So maybe he'll learn from his mistakes. Maybe he won't. So maybe it could be easily flipped between him and Aliza, and maybe like one of them just outlasts the other by a couple weeks or something.
Two missed idol plays, potentially a harbinger of more heinous gameplay. We'll have to see how that pans out. So does that sound like everyone thinks Matthew is going to do the best of the returnees? Well, that's interesting given his season will be coming out.
I don't necessarily think that. I think that Matthew has like the ability to make it very far, but I'm not convinced that people are not going to be sussed out by him because Matthew is sus. Like Matthew's a great player, but he's sus. Like no way that he's going to be able to hide that. I think that like he claims himself as the Rob Mariano of the season. No way that the super fans of this season don't see that. Especially when they see him on the screen, the first thing that's going to go through their head is, wow, he pulled this in his season. Like, what's he going to do to me?
Yeah, I agree. I think if like that season, if season 1 is coming out like in the midst of season 4, if his target's here, it's going to get like to there, you know, in like the course of a night, if he keeps that on the down low.
I think Matthew will have to win out to get to the end.
Interesting. Could we see an immunity challenge run from Matthew?
I think it's possible. Season 2 be calling me into Zoom meetings.
You gotta tell him you're doing Survivor right now. No calls.
I mean, any more thoughts on the general cast? I think we went through all 16.
Went through everybody.
I was just going through in my head.
I'm gonna check real quick to make sure we didn't forget anyone.
But any more just like general thoughts on the cast, and then we'll probably finish up. We're gonna force you to all stake your claim.
Wait, I want to hear winner. I want to hear a winner pick from each person before we wrap up here.
Yeah. Before that,
I guess. Yeah.
Any more general thoughts on the cast? Who do we like? Who do we dislike? Anything?
I think generally this cast is very Gabon in the sense that everyone is chaotic in some way. Everyone gives me the vibes that they would be first boot in any other season, and that's going to make for a really fun season, and that's going to make for some chaotic moves, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to be pleasantly surprised by people because I am weirdly thinking that so many of them are going to do badly.
Well,
someone has to do well.
Someone's got to win.
Surely someone has to do well. Yeah.
I feel like we're going to get like Millennials versus Gen X merge here with some like real wacky things happening at merge. I think that the pre-merge will be like not boring because it's never boring, but like less like not schemy, but less. I think it'll be more straightforward votes, and then the merge will just be like a fucking disaster because there are so many people on this cast that have no morals or ethics or anything. I mean, it's Survivor, so I don't blame them, but like. It's going to be some messy votes. I want to see Rocks. Bring them.
You want to see Rocks. Well, so far we're 2 out of 3 for Rocks on the season, so we'll see if that sticks up.
Luciana, anything to add before we go to winner picks?
Not much. Yeah.
We can start with you then. We'll go right to it.
Yeah, name your winner.
Winner pick. Who's going to win the season?
What if we give each person like their winner pick and then like the person they would maybe go with also if like their second pick, basically.
Okay,
Like, you get 2 picks.
You can
each.
maybe hedge.
Yeah.
We'll even
You can
allow you to hedge.
You can hedge a little bit.
Okay. I'd say Megan and Dale as like, yeah.
Okay. What's your rationale for that?
Just again, like,
Both grad students. So you're thinking the grad students are really going to run this game?
yeah. I don't know. I think Megan's mentality could definitely get her far, and I feel like she's someone who's going to take, like maybe the first half or third of the game to kind of feel everybody out, and just kind of go with the flow, and then really kick in once the season starts. So maybe, those straightforward votes Shane was mentioning, those are just going to, be pretty easy. And then once things start getting chaotic, she's going to pick up her game, and it's, she might get some good content, some good jury votes out of it. And then Dale, I just think, love his energy, could be a really nice social player. Maybe a really good strategic player too, and just the combo might get him really far.
All right. Do you want to stake your claim on one over the other at all, or just like
Megan over Dale?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Shane, Genki, all you. Whoever wants to.
Go for it, Genki.
Okay. My first person would be Ivy. I think Ivy has a good balance of knowing what she has to do and and being willing to lie and backstab, while still coming off as trustworthy and while still being able to gain the trust of people who really shouldn't trust her. And for that reason, I think she can make it far and hopefully win. And then my second person, I would pick Megan. Megan, for a lot of the reasons that Luciana said, but also that I just love her and get good vibes from her, and I want to root for her, and I think she'll do well.
Megan is the smiliest person you will ever meet in your entire life. Like, literally.
I'm not sure she's ever frowned, honestly.
It basically is
love that for
like
her.
the smile is just frozen on her face. I kid you not. She is just one of the, like, fantastic to be around. Like, just always fun, always happy.
All right, I guess that leaves me. I am going to say Dale is my second for the same reason that Luciana said Dale. I just really like his energy, and I think that if he plays his cards right, he could. And I'm gonna go with a really wild card for my winner pick. I'm gonna go with Aaron. We heard the least possibly from Aaron in the videos, and I know that doesn't mean anything, but my gut is telling me that it's Aaron. So
you gotta trust your gut.
Yeah.
You gotta trust your gut.
All good picks. I like the reasoning for all of them. I will say again, this cast, honestly, whoever was going to win the season was going to be a fantastic winner because every person came to play and they were all just fun people to have on camera. Like, you're not going to be disappointed by a single person this season, honestly.
The other thing I'll say is I think it's a bit of a different tone than the last season. Season 3 got kind of heavy at various times with very serious drama. This one is more like goofy. There's a lot of just goofiness happening. A lot of people saying very goofy things, doing goofy things. Goofy is the word I would kind of use to describe it overall, honestly. But so I feel like that more or less wraps it up. Before we go though, let's have both Shane and Genki talk a little about their own clubs, their own shows, what they've been up to lately. For all the viewers out there who want even more College Survivor content, you can have it.
Genki, go for it first.
So for Survivor UVA, we just came out, season 4 finished, and now we're currently editing multiple seasons. So 1, 5, 6, 7, all being edited by different people, all being overseen by one editing chair. And once the episodes are ready to come out, we're going to advertise on social media.
Cool. Personally, cannot wait for that. If you haven't seen UVA's season 4, it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Please go check that out. So sounds like we're getting like another 4 seasons in, I don't know. So I'm very excited for that personally.
Completely agree. UVA season 4 Oahu Warriors was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I did strongly disagree with perhaps the ultimate outcome, but still made for an incredible season. And, to each their own of how they would vote on the jury.
Yeah, Shane, go for it.
Cool. Yeah, Scotty Survivor just started airing 2 weeks ago. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Go check us out. We're still amidst editing because, as these guys can tell you, it takes a long time. But we only filmed last fall, so we're doing our best. And yeah, season 2 is in production, so we'll have another season out in the fall too. So stay tuned. This season 2, like if we think season 1 is crazy, season 1 is crazy, but season 2 is like, and we're only like not even at the merge.
Damn, can't wait. I also say I have watched the first 2 episodes of Scotty Survivor. It's very, very good. It's very interesting. It's different than a lot of the others because it has the whole Zoom component. So like everybody's online, and that kind of, I feel like we're going to see a lot of these Zoom survivors coming out in the next couple of years probably. And this is I think the first one that's like fully online. I know like one of the other ones, some of the other ones maybe had half of theirs online a little bit. So it's very interesting how that plays out. It kind of changes the dynamics of really, really big characters. So I would definitely recommend that. And their next episode's coming out tonight in like an hour. So you can keep the Survivor train rolling all night long.
Go watch the first 2 on double speed, and then you'll be fine. You can watch it live at 8.
Exactly. Free money.
And then Luciana, we'll see you, I don't know when, but eventually back on this YouTube channel. So can't wait for that and to see how you eventually do. I know it's still happening right now, so wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
With that, that's going to wrap this up. Just a reminder also, Survivor Michigan Wolverine Wars Season 4 drops tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having episodes released weekly after that. There'll be, a live discussion chat during the episodes and all the rest. Definitely check it out if you're watching this. I assume you will, but tell your friends about it. Tell your family. It's going to be a great time. Very exciting. We're very, very excited for this season. Thank all you guys for coming on. And I'm going to now end this broadcast.